All right, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy AO Black, and you're back tuned in to another episode of Black Talk. Man, what episode is this? Episode 8. Yeah, episode 8. All right, man. So I'm sitting here with a long friend, man, high school friend, band friend. Actually, went to the same daycare that his family owned, man. So
Oh man, I forgot about that.
yeah. So y'all, you know what I'm saying? If y'all read the caption already, I can see him already. I'm talking to the singer, artist, you know what I'm saying, teacher, performer, you know what I'm saying, pianist, you know what I'm saying, vocalist, everything, man. I'm sitting here with none other than Mr. Kevin Hawkins.
What's going on, everybody? Y'all doing all right?
Hey, man, I appreciate you fitting me into your busy schedule, man. I know
Yeah, man.
I know, man. Trying to get you is like trying to get AD, man. It's hard, man. Y'all busy people, man.
Yeah. But it's always love and coming through, and I was like, I needed to do this because I was gonna reach out to you. We'll get into that in a second.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I'm glad you're here, man. So, like I always ask, on every episode, well, if you don't know what the episode, for the people that's watching don't know what the episode, what Black Talk is all about. Black Talk is simply where I invite people from around the city, and I ask them one simple question: is what is it that you do around the city? So, Kevin, what is it that you do around the city?
What I do around the city of Dallas Fort Worth is I inspire.
Yeah.
I inspire.
Yeah. That make it simple. That's simple.
I inspire.
Oh man. So man, let's try to jump right into it, man. Because I know you do a lot of stuff, man. You know, you got a lot going on, a lot of good stuff going on.
Yeah.
So like for those who don't know, he is a singer, man. He's a singer, pianist, teacher. So really, let's jump into the music first. So how did you even get into music first?
So my story is a bit traditional. Pastor son,
right?
Started out in the church, and like you said, my family. I actually forgot about that, and we can get into that in a second. But everyone in my family sings. So my mom, my aunts, and then my dad played the drums. Both of my brothers played the drums, Josh and Justin, and my whole family was just musical. So, but everybody, stepped into the education side of it. I wanted to take it further, and make it, a performance career out of it, and be an artist,
right.
But yeah, that's how I definitely got started in the church.
Because that's the same thing for me too. I grew up playing the drums in church, got in band, you know what I'm saying. But my thing was always to be a drummer that goes on tour and plays with different people.
Yeah.
Now, of course, I haven't got to that goal yet, but I'll eventually get to it.
Keyword yet.
Especially with me, I figured out that I like playing for choirs. Yeah. Like playing drums for choirs, but I really love playing quartet music.
Oh, what?
Yeah,
Word. Okay.
That's my dad's a Dallas quartet legend. You know what I'm saying? For people that don't know, Walter Tatum is my dad, aka Walt Baby Love. You know what I'm saying? That's him. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say I can't say that. He's been playing quartet pretty much majority of his life. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
He's also played with people like Tim Hawkins. He's also played with the late Tim Garner. He got to start with this man by the name of Pastor John Tommy West. God rest his soul. Him.
I know his wife, Tommy Young West.
Yeah, that's his people. That's a guy that. Also, people like the name like Albert Jackson with the Fantastic Voices of Harmony, the Angels of Harmony. Now we currently both play together with this group called One Voice Ministry out of Dallas, Texas. Yeah. So you know what I'm saying, playing the drums was in church was kind of like my big jump into things. Yeah. Church musicians also get a bad rep too. Sometimes people are like, you gotta watch out for church musicians. They don't know say nothing about the keyboard players, but they always want to point at the drummer.
Well, because y'all some knuckleheads. Let me tell y'all something. The drummers are some knuckleheads. Don't even get me started going down that, man. Y'all, I even being a drum major in the band, the drummers just always playing, talking, beating, playing, talking. But you be like, okay.
Yeah, crazy. I used to get on my brother's nerves quite often with playing, like beating around the house, getting my sticks. And now that I actually play the game, I play video games and stuff now. Because growing up, I didn't play the game at all. Yeah. He did all the game playing. Yeah. So on Christmas, he knew he was getting a game and a new system and some games. Yeah. Me, give me some drumsticks and a drum pad, some musical. That was my thing.
I mean, I grew up with that. My oldest brother, he played before I even got into piano lessons, but he played. So I grew up around that. That was just normal in my house, and my dad played the drums too. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So even when before he started preaching. So he played the drums because he was the church drummer. Now it was really up until the time maybe I was like about 5 when my brother came of age, like a teenager
Yeah.
or like 10 years old, 11 to really start playing for church. And we went to a small church. But then now to see my nephew, JJ Justin Jr., play the drums, and then my other brother Josh played the drums, so I always grew up around that.
No, that used to work his nerves, man.
Yeah.
And now that I play the game, I understand why he's like, you distracted me when he say all that beating is distracting him.
Yeah.
I didn't care. It made me, when he say you get on my nerves, that made me want to play louder. I did not care. I'm the middle child, so I didn't care.
Oh, me too.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That makes a lot more sense. That makes a lot more sense. But yeah, I was the middle child, so I didn't care. Making noise is what I did. I used to take people's stuff and beat on it.
Yeah.
Like my little sister, she had a grocery cart.
Yeah.
That was my whole bass drum rack and cymbals. It was always all kind of stuff, man.
Yeah.
You leave your stuff around me and I see you ain't playing with it, that's going to my drum set collection, dog. But yeah, man, so who were some of the people that like inspired you in music?
So, everybody, Prince, John Legend, Whitney Houston, Beyonce, those people. And I've been fortunate enough to meet John Legend, absolutely, and get to know him. As far as in my direct life, as far as coming up, learning from, I just had so many people that inspired me, whether it was from the church. There's a guy named Alan Parr. I actually talked to him recently. My mentor, who I still talk to, his name is Antonio Roberts. And as far as school, Adrian Bonner.
Yeah.
Dr. Lewis Thomas.
Yeah, big shout out to Thomas.
Gary Williams.
Yeah.
Going on the other side of the spectrum as far as like the arts department, Stacey Lawton, Trelika Wafer. I'm just trying to think of just everybody that touched Miss Q, just everybody that just touched me as an individual, as an artist, and I got to pull from each one of them. Man, Lancaster, we had it going on. Like, that was some glory days, it really was. And just learning from all of those people, and now they're off doing, other things, or have become directors themselves, or principals, or, whatever. And they start off as teachers teaching us, but yeah, so from my famous people, the Johns, the Whitneys, the Beyoncés, to my people that are famous in my life or in this, this area, Adrian Bonner, and then the people at church, Alan Parr, Antonio Roberts, and there was another guy, his name was Cedric, I can't think of his last name, Cedric Devine or something like that, but yeah.
A lot of people, always give a big shout out to all the people that are famous and well-known artists or musicians and stuff like that, but no one really, sometimes people kind of forget the people that was directly influencing them.
Yeah. Oh, and Dr. Browden, James Browden.
Oh, yeah. I see him every time I see him. He was like, "Hey, go on, little daddy." But now what I do now, I beat him to the punch. He's like, "Hey, what's going on, old man? Go on, little daddy."
Yeah.
He's like, he's stealing my word, but I'm stealing your slang now.
Yeah.
It's always good to see him, man, because like I was saying, if people like that, they directly influence you. They always have. They have that real connection. They can kind of give you that real world knowledge of what they already experienced to kind of help you pave the way for you, what you're trying to do. Yeah. Like I was telling Mr. Barner last week on the last episode, if it wasn't for him, doing a lot of things that he did. And when you said Dr. Browder, it made me think about him too. How he influenced us with just really saving our band program.
Yeah, because we lost our band director in middle school. We did. And he came in there, and I forget, Mr. Tejada and Mr. Youngerman, and then my two piano teachers, Carrie Hutchison and God rest her soul, Tamara Taylor.
Oh, yeah. So people like that, what I'm saying, those are the people that don't necessarily always get the credit. But the beautiful thing about the people that at Lancaster that we work with or that taught us, they never ever even ask for the credit to be done. Like, what I'm saying, you give them a shout out, they'll really shun away from them. Like, you don't have to say my name with anything.
Yeah, no, nobody was ever like that. They weren't bigger than the program or anything, but the program spoke for itself.
Yep.
You saw the work. You saw the name.
Yep.
You knew Lancaster Tigers was coming.
Yeah. You had all the accolades.
Yeah, you had all that. You knew we was coming. I mean, we track for sure, but the fine arts department booming. You knew the band was gonna be there. You knew the choir. You knew, man, we had it going. Yeah. For sure.
On every end of it too.
On every end.
That was crazy. Didn't even think about that. Hey, so how does you have a big family. You know what I'm saying? I was fortunate enough to actually meet a good portion of your family. I don't think I even scratched the surface really. on your people.
Yeah.
But how does your family support you with your music? Well, really, with you chasing your dream in general?
Yeah. So, my parents have just always been there. Like my dad and my mom would be at every show, and my dad putting me in piano lessons from a young age. I had a classical pianist teacher, and then I had a gospel piano teacher,
Okay.
And so learning both of those ways. And then, so my mom introduced me to artists like Anita Baker. Like my mom's favorite artist is Anita Baker. I actually took my mom to see Anita Baker when she came here a couple years ago. And just always being around music. But when I said that I wanted to truly make this into my career, I think a lot of times people would, you can go teach, whatever. And I at first, before I said I wanted to be in the industry, I wanted to be a doctor, like a heart surgeon, believe it or not. A lot of people don't know that, because they just know me about music, but that's what I really wanted to do. And then I was just like, I took my first professional gig at 14, and my dad was right there. My mom was right there. And it was for, I say my first professional gig outside of the church, but it was for Barbara Mallory Caraway. She was a House representative at the time, and then I think she was running for, or she was a constituent, but I think she was running to be a House representative for Texas, to represent Texas, in the country. Yeah. And she was running up against the currency that Jasmine Crockett has, Eddie Bernice Johnson. Yeah. And so we were doing a fundraiser for that, and I did that gig, and I mean, at the time, as like 13 or 14 years old, I'm getting paid $300. That's good. That's good money. I mean, that's still good today. You know what I'm saying? For a gig, But and then I remember, a couple months later, we were at the Martin Luther King parade. Yeah. Right? We would do that.
The one in Langston or one in Dallas?
No, one in Dallas.
Okay.
And AD was talking, and she came over, and her husband, she came over, and they were like, and I think Curtis King was there, whatever. We can get into that. But they was like, Kevin, whatever. Yeah. And AD was like, y'all know him? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So I just started developing that from that age, but my parents were always there to like push that. Yeah. I mean, taking me everywhere, and wherever I wanted to do. Now, it was definitely up to me to say that I want to take this to the next level. Yeah. As far as performing and eventually getting on TV and, moving out to Los Angeles and, and going on tour, just getting my name out there. My parents were there every step of the way. I know sometimes, they definitely, were worried because music industry is hard. Yeah. It is hard. Yeah. I mean, before I stepped in here, I was in class. Yeah, my music publishing class, know. So, yeah, but my parents and my family, they've always been there for me.
And that's actually really good that, I'm saying, you actually had that support system because, what I'm saying, of course, your friends support you. Yeah. And like I was just telling Al before you got here, me and him talk, when we wait on guests or just, I'm here earlier than when I'm supposed to be. Yeah. Whatever. He like, he kind of spits a little game maybe sometimes like, hey, everybody might not support you how you think they might support you. And I know that for myself, but, already. Especially starting this, I know that it's some people that's happy I'm doing it. I know some people that be like, he cool or he might be too country to be doing what he's doing. Yeah. But it's always good about that your family supports you. My mom watched every episode. Yeah. I don't know. My dad don't really know how to work YouTube like that for real. So if I don't physically put it into him, he's not gonna watch it. Yeah. But he asked me, well, how the show going? How you went to the studio? No, he'll at least ask and check up on it. I give him that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? My mom, my sister give him a hard time all the time. But he do ask. Yeah, so I'll give him that. Yeah, yeah. But it's always good to have your people behind you supporting you and really pushing you. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing my mom never done either, was like kind of turn away. If I tell her, I got this wild idea, this wild dream I want to do, she's like, all right, well, go try. You young, go try. Yeah, for sure. That's always the biggest push. And it makes you really kind of try to work harder to at least show them at least I tried to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. When
I talk to Rob Pops, Big Rob. Yeah. He always tells all the time, like, man, keep pushing through doors, man. You gonna get a lot of doors shut in front of you. and you know what I'm saying, you're gonna get a lot of no's, but like when you finally get that right yes,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, that's the moments you want to celebrate with.
Yeah.
And I really wouldn't care if other people celebrate that with me, but as long as my people celebrating that yes with me, that's more than enough for me.
Absolutely. I would definitely agree with that. I would say to be in any part of the entertainment industry, whether that's music, sports, whatever, you know, that comes with the acting.
Yeah. Especially that, because it's so many no's and acting. It's ridiculous.
You gotta have, you know, I know people say thick skin, but you gotta have a mental preparedness about yourself. Yeah. Like, you're gonna push through anything. You know, when you reached out to me, it's so funny because that's how God works. Like, I saw it on my new Facebook, because I had to make a new Facebook, and I saw you doing it on because I was on Mr. Bonner's page. Yeah, and I saw it. I said, man, when I get my page, because I'm on this, you know, media press tour right now. Yeah. And I said, when I get my page back, I'm a reach out, you know, whatever. And then I got my page back, and then you had reached out, and I said, man, that's crazy. I said, well, I told you, I said I got my page back 2 days later, and I said, no, it's perfect, you know, because I definitely believe like we have to, in order to work our way up, we have to work across and help each other out. I've always been that person.
That's true. I tell I had Gizmo in here the episode before Mr. Bonner. Yeah. And he was like, I was telling, before we got ready to get out the episode, I was like, yeah, man, I'm sure support, man. Support is free. Support is free. Yeah. And he was like, I was like, even if you don't like it, you know what I'm saying, still support. And he like, well, nah, if you don't like it, I don't want you to support. I was like, hell no. If you don't like it, most definitely support. I don't care. You support anybody else that ain't funny or who ain't entertaining, you might as well support somebody who is. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And especially hard to get people to like really listen to music or get them to watch your projects if you're putting something out. Mm-hmm. Because people just have such a high hopes of what they think is good music. Yeah. And they hear so much bad music, they think that's good. Yeah. And then when you actually have somebody who actually is a real musician, who's a real singer, who's actually trained vocally or instrument wise, you know what I'm saying? People be like, oh, well, they just think they better. Yeah. Well, hold on now. I put work in to get this,
for sure.
You know what I'm saying? And I think people overlook that with musicians. You know, me and Rob talk about all the time that people think that they can just do music. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They don't have to have no type of background, and they think they can just jump into it and start making beats, writing songs.
Man, don't you get me started. Man, don't get me started. This is no disrespect to anyone, but it would just be like me trying to come into football, and I'm 31 right now, and I'm like, all right, the music game is not going to work out. I'm just going to go play football. And people would look at me crazy because it's like, no, you not. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and so, like, no, you're not. And so it is just, man, when I see people trying to, and you can do whatever you want. Yeah. Because I can't stop you, you know. But when I see people saying, well, I'm just going to go and start producing or engineering, or I'm just, you know, whatever, I'm like,
what kind of background you got in this?
Yeah, but it's not even just what kind of background. I just think that there's this preconceived notion of just like the music industry is easy, or I could just go put out some music. And I'm like, do you realize like what it took people to get to where they are? You have to put in those 10,000 hours. Yeah. We always talk about that. Like those 10,000, that's a real thing. Yeah. That 10 years of work, you know, or whatever. And, you know, people just feel like it just happens overnight. Like, no, it didn't happen overnight. I could tell you, I got turned down by The Voice like 3 times. Wow. Before I got on that show, you know. And the thing about it was the third time or the fourth time, you know, when I finally got on it, I had started building up my base. Yeah. Once you started making noise, those people, that's how the music industry works. They're going to start reaching out to you. Yeah. You know, and so I always try to tell people, you know, you gotta be making noise. If you're making enough noise somewhere, something going to line. Yeah. And I continuously say that to everyone, but yeah, it's just, I don't know what it is about people thinking that they could just come and hop into the music industry from whatever field that they're in. I'm not saying that you can't do that, because you might, you know, I do believe in career switches. Yeah. But know that it's gonna take some time.
Yeah, like I seen a Big Extra Plug was on stream. Yeah. And he was talking about like how his cousin was the music person. Yeah. And he went to, he was selling drugs and he went to jail. And he played Big X played football. He was in Mesquite.
Yeah.
We might have played him while we were in school. Actually.
Yeah, I think he's the same age as Yeah.
So he was like, yeah, man, I don't know. I got to jail. My cousin like, man, you might well go ahead and start this rapping stuff. Yeah. So he really ain't been rapping that long, but that's his. That's just the look of him because he has a unique voice. Yeah. So sometimes for people that actually just jump right into something. Yeah. They already have something already in them.
Yeah, it's authentic to them. Yeah.
It just so happens to be like, all right, well, it sounds like you've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah. Like it's that cadence in his voice. Like for sure.
I had to stop playing the drums for like a good 2 years. I told that story with Reverend Lyons on my episode 2. Yeah. I told him how my older brother got us kicked out the drums at church because he messed up so bad.
Oh, wow.
So they put us off, and they were like, well, look, man, we just going to let the older drummer of the church that play for like the adult choirs, we just going to let him play, and we'll figure out how to get y'all back in there. So he graduates, and he stopped, he graduates, do his own thing. I'm still there. I'm young. So they're like, look, man, we're going to try you out, and we're gonna see how you do, man. If you don't do good, man, then, we'll try another round.
Yeah, for sure.
So for 2 years, I didn't play. Yeah. I didn't play nothing. If I did anything, I might have did praise and worship or devotion or something like that. Yeah. I ain't play for like no choirs.
Yeah, you gotta wait to get up there. Yeah.
Or if we wait if the church did like an outing or something like that, and our drummer didn't show up, then maybe they would throw me up there. Maybe. Yeah. That's a real big maybe. Yeah. It got to the point I started getting my hopes up. I stopped going. I was like, hey man, can I go home with him? Yeah. They're like, well, oh, you ain't whatever. So when they finally let me back up there playing, you know what I'm saying? I felt like I was rusty and I ain't have nothing left in it. Like I really didn't know what I was doing no more. People, dude ran up to me one time like, hey, man, how long you been playing? I said, I've been playing since I was a little kid, but I said, I ain't been playing since the last 2 years. Yeah. Yeah, you ain't played in 2 years. I said, yeah.
Like, were you still playing a band at the time, or you?
I was only doing marching band stuff. I wasn't doing nothing, like no drum set, no drum set stuff. So really, marching band was the only thing I was really doing. But at that time, I'm playing like just single drums. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm playing tenor drum and cymbals. Yeah. I'm not playing like no drum sets. Yeah. But he was like, man, you sound like you've been playing doggone 40 years. I said, I know you lying. I can hear myself playing. I don't sound this good at all. And people say that now. I'm like moments where I feel like I'm not playing good. People like, yo, you sound like you've been playing for a long time. You like, my girl tell me this all the time. Like, you your own biggest critic.
We are our own worst critics. We be so hard. We be so hard on ourselves for nothing.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, I don't sound good at all. You hear did you hear how they sounded? How they came out?
But you got to stop talking to yourself like that because you're listening to yourself. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm like, bro, then I go back and listen to play. I'm like, playback. I'm like, oh, all right, that wasn't that bad.
That's just like when singers record themselves and you. I mean, we all do that. You record yourself in the phone. You be like, ugh.
When you record yourself, do you like hearing yourself through the headphones?
I do now. Yeah. For years I didn't, but I had to
get used to that sound.
Get used to how I truly sounded. Yeah. And how like I and then over time you learn to. I do appreciate my voice. Yeah. Whatever, whether it was on the phone or whether it was on a professional recording, know. So just like, no, this is my voice. Mm-hmm. I can't help it. Yeah. This is what's inside me. That's it. Yeah.
Like even like when we, the time we played the baccalaureate together. Yeah. They were like, yeah, you want the drums coming through the in ears? I said, no, I do not. Yeah. But like me personally, I feel like I mess up more if I can hear myself. Yeah. Versus if I can just hear everybody else, I can hear myself naturally without.
Okay, that makes sense. It works different for everybody. Yeah, I like to hear myself and hear other people. It's like just a nice balance on the EQ. But it's just like, I need to hear myself for sure because I need to know
what I sound like.
Yeah, what I sound like, and if I'm pushing too hard, or that's what's going through my mind.
When you're on stage, I know this is not one of my questions I wrote down, but just simply talking about it. When you're on stage, like, do you like have to really control your adrenaline when you're singing?
Yeah. So shout out to my best friend. So I know because I'm so excited to be on stage. Whenever I get the opportunity to be on stage, which I am on stage probably every week, I do have to control myself. Yeah. Because I'll be like, I'm coming out there. And I'm doing this big number and stuff, but you gotta pace yourself. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Or you ain't gonna have nothing to give out at the end. And my best friend Omar was like, this is when I did my birthday show. This is when I did my birthday show when I turned 30 last year. Mm-hmm. And I came out singing one of my originals, and then I went into Prince.
Yeah.
And he looked directly at me. He said, and I said, okay.
Hey, you know, a lot. I get that a lot of times. Shout out my cousin Duke. He ain't my real cousin, but I call him Uncle Duke sometimes. He when we be on stage, I be on stage on at quartet programs.
Yeah.
And he can tell which one of my favorite songs.
Yeah.
Because it's 9 times out of 10 it's probably one of his too.
Tempo starts speeding
and
up.
he look at me like, hey. And and nobody know I'm looking at him, but he looking directly at me.
Yeah.
I know when to go find him.
Yeah, because you love it so much.
Yeah.
And you that adrenaline is rushing. I actually didn't used to get nervous on stage, for years. And I still don't. I think I get anxiety about worrying about the flow of the show. It's not necessarily me being nervous performing, because that's my element, but worried about the actual flow of the show and how I'm going to put the show out there in front. That I'm worried about the logistics. Yeah. Roger
Troutman used to always say when his brothers did the unsung episode about him, he was like, the one thing that Roger always said before they go on stage was, do whatever it is you have to do not to bull my crowd. Yeah. And my mom, she's like, when she was in Grambling, Roger and Zap would come to Grambling every year. Yeah. And she like, they would do it. I mean, they were doing everything, flipping out the stage. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? All kind of stuff. I said, okay, so that means they weren't lying when he said that. Yeah. And I think a lot of artists should get back to that whole not trying to bore us, but not trying to bore us with singing. Or performing, period. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them, they let the track do all the singing for them. They're like, I didn't come to hear the CD. I got the CD.
You remember, on Kings of Comedy when Steve Harvey said, I done paid all this money.
Yeah.
You sing.
Yeah, you sing. No, you scream. Yeah.
You scream. Everybody scream. Everybody scream. He said, God damn it, you scream.
And that's true. I don't want to see that. Now, I know we got to this controversy talk on Facebook.
Oh, God. I knew you was going there. Go ahead. I'm waiting for this. Go ahead.
When I said that Chris Brown didn't bore the crowd, man.
No, I never said that.
Yeah, but I was saying he was one of the better artists that I've seen live.
You said verbatim.
There's nobody that can outperform Chris Brown.
Okay.
I just haven't seen it. I know I need to go to some more concerts, but I'm gonna have to make my way to a Beyonce concert, because that was you and my cousin's debate.
Yeah, you gonna have to. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm just keeping it real, and there's this, I can't take nothing away from Chris Brown, because I will never sit up here and say that Chris Brown is not talented.
Oh, no.
He can sing and dance. Yeah. And that ain't no easy thing to do, whatever. My only thing about it is, and I can catch some flack later, but you know what? I'm going to go back and forth in the comments. I don't care.
Yeah, you will.
Beyonce, dead or alive, is the greatest entertainer of all time. And, whatever. And I know some people are going to come for me because they're going to say Michael Jackson, whatever. Yeah. I didn't get to see Michael Jackson personally because, I wasn't, not saying I wasn't of age, but like when
he was performing, by the time he was already, we was young.
We was young. When he passed, that was my freshman year of high school. Whatever, and it's going into the summer. Yeah, so I didn't never got to see that. Yeah, but I mean, of course, I watched the videos, grew up on the songs and whatever. Yeah. But I have experienced Beyonce live. Yeah, I have seen Chris Brown. Now it was years ago, but I'm just.
That was my first time ever, outside of going to like a Grambling concert that they bring to the campus. Yeah, that was my first. My second concert. My first one was T-Pain. Yeah, that was my actual second concert I've ever been to, just out in the open like that.
Yeah, no, I'm a concert fanatic. I mean, I've seen Beyonce probably like 12, 13 times.
Dang.
I'm trying to tell you. And she just outdoes herself
each time?
Every time. Okay. So when y'all was on there talking about, and I saw it wasn't just you, it was a whole bunch of people on the time. Like, I was like, boy, y'all is tripping.
I didn't expect for it to be like that. I just said it just because I was excited about the concert. Yeah. I look up, it's 40-something shares. I'm like, yo.
No, Chris Brown is and you know what? The thing about it is, I could say this part of Chris Brown is by far one of the most talented people and artists out there, to this day, right? Mm-hmm. People will chop this up and say that I hate that motherfucker. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so, whatever. And they will say, well, you said, Chris Brown, well, Beyonce, that's just my opinion, right? Yeah. Cool, whatever. You feel like it's Chris Brown, whatever. But you know what I'm saying, it really is Beyonce, man. I mean, man, she is so freaking good. And but I do appreciate what Chris Brown has said on his Instagram about Michael Jackson, Usher, and Beyonce. Yeah, because those are the same people that I'm a huge Prince fan, so I look up to him as well. about like pushing the artistry to its highest levels that it could reach.
Yeah.
And you're not in competition with other people. You're in competition with yourself.
Yep.
And that's how I live for my artistry. You know, being in competition with yourself. There are other great people who do so many great things. Yeah. But you know, that's where I'm at with it.
That's crazy, cause like I said, that was my second concert. My first one was T-Pain, and I was so upset with T-Pain, cause I was like, dog.
Yeah.
Cause we was in Vegas when I seen him, and we was at one of the clubs at the hotel.
Yeah.
And he came. It was like, bro, it's 12 o'clock. He still ain't came out yet. 1:30. He still ain't here.
Yeah.
Now 2 o'clock. He strolling on out here. I said, nigga, you better sing too, man.
Yeah.
And I can't lie. He put on a great show.
Yeah.
That was my first time, and he used no auto-tune, nothing like that.
Yeah.
Then to go from seeing T-Pain to see Chris Brown like that, I said, but I'm looking around.
What'd you say? Day and night.
I was sitting there just trying to sit in my seat.
Yeah.
And everybody just kept standing up. I said, man, I feel like I gotta stand up too.
But man, T-Pain, that's why he went on The Masked Singer years ago, because he wanted to show people that he could really sing.
Yeah.
I always knew that.
I'm a T-Pain fan.
Yeah, but he was one of the I'm not gonna say the birther, but he was like at the time, you know, when T-Pain was first coming out, and auto-tune was like, that's just what it was. You know, everybody was using it.
Yeah.
He was like at the forefront of that.
Yeah. And people have to understand, to use auto-tune, you got to actually be singing the right notes to make it sound good.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why Lil Wayne sounds the way he does when he uses it.
Yeah.
Because he's not hitting the right notes. Or even Future when he uses it. Like, these people are not using it. They're using it, but they're not using it to try to hit the right notes. He actually is.
Yeah.
And then, speaking of T-Pain, I get sick of y'all out there trying to make it seem like T-Pain ain't a household name. Like, he ain't no doggone, like, he wasn't no co-artist. If you want to, there's two artists out there. If you had to put it either on your original song or your remix for it to be a hit, that's T-Pain and Ludacris.
That is true. You got a point. You definitely got a point. That was the times.
If you did in the early 2000s, well, really mid 2000s, early 2000s for Ludacris, mid 2000s for T-Pain.
Yeah.
If neither one of them was on your song, an original version. In fact, Ludacris even said it. He said, your song is not a song if Ludacris not on the original version.
Yeah, because Ludacris and Lil Jon was on with Usher, you know, and so, no, you definitely got a point.
If T-Pain, even today, if T-Pain not on your song or your remix, your song probably not going to be a hit like you think it is.
Yeah, that you definitely got a point. We're going to give credit where it's due.
Most definitely. I'm always ride for T-Pain. Especially because people say I look like him and sound like him. I get sick of that, too.
What? I don't agree with that.
I don't really need that. Now, the latest one I keep getting is Dizzy Banks. I like, bro, I look nothing like Dizzy Banks or sound like him.
Oh,
Dizzy Banks, that's the not Drewski, the other one he be doing like the Hood Skits.
Oh, I'm gonna have to say. That name sounds a little familiar. Yeah,
Dizzy Banks. Yeah,
I'm telling my age.
He a comedian, but yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so it was a picture that you and Brandon Thomas had posted.
That's my boy.
It was like y'all were it was like your young picture. Oh no, it might have been in his wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was his wedding. And he was like, we as kids, y'all were saying that he wanted to be an attorney, a lawyer, and you wanted to be a singer. And then he's like, y'all grew up and actually made those two things happen.
Yeah.
So like, how does that feel to actually be able to accomplish something that you set out as a kid? I know you said you want to be a doctor at first, but you actually, you know what I'm saying, eventually change.
Man, I'm so happy that you asked that. You know, because we talk about that all the time, and we actually we made that pact, and I think in high school. I think we made that pact in high school because that's when we were in IB.
Yeah.
You know, but we had been friends since 5th grade. But I was like, man, you know, whenever I signed my first record deal or I signed, you know, whatever, because distribution deals weren't a thing.
Yeah.
That's actually what I signed. And we could, you know, talk about that a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But when I said, whenever I sign my record deal or somebody got to get sued,
yeah,
I would call you. And, man, we have every contract, like just from standard performance contracts, Brandon has always been right there. He was in this fight that I just recently had to get my page back on Facebook and Instagram, working behind the scenes on that. And it just, what else have we been through? Like, I mean, if I need to do like a sync licensing deal, or if I need to do just anything, any type of contract, I'm always gonna go to him. You know, whatever. And I know how to handle a lot of stuff, you know, on my own, but we did make that pact.
That's
you know,
crazy.
He said he was going to be an entertainment attorney, and he stuck to what he said he was going to do, and I stuck to what I said I wanted to do. and we've been friends ever since. I mean, we talk pretty much every day. He is one of my closest friends.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So, yeah, and but that's just the thing about about manifestation.
Yeah.
I'm a big person who believes in manifesting that and putting that out there.
Yeah.
From your lips to God's ears and all of that stuff, because it's true.
Yeah.
If that's what you feel like you want to do and you want to become, you can't do it. Yeah, you gotta just say what it is.
Yeah.
I that's always how I live my life. When I said I wanted to build my house and I wanted to pay down some stuff to boost my credit and stuff, all 2023 and 2024, I said, do this, check this off, whatever. And then I built my house and I moved in at the beginning of 2025.
See that?
That's
what I'm talking about. Because that's even like with the show. At the beginning of the year, they always they tell you like to write things down that you want to your goal list for the year. Yeah. And at first, I told on previous episode, I got to go back and correct myself. I said that my show wasn't the starting the show wasn't on my career, on my list.
Yeah.
Because I had put it on the back burner for so long, I forgot I wrote it down.
Yeah.
That was stage number 2.
Yeah.
So stage number 2 was start the show. On down was to post 2 or 3 times a week. Yeah. I done did both of them. I was like, go back and relearn your basic 40 rudiments. I'm halfway through that.
Yeah.
I need to get back on that actually.
Yeah.
It was find a new job or something like that. It was like a long list of stuff I had on there. And I forgot all about that. This one was the one thing I really wanted to do because I had a star next to it.
Absolutely.
And it was like, I got to get back on this.
Yeah.
And when you're trying to start something, the hardest thing to do is just to really just start it and go for it.
Yeah. And that you hit the nail dead on the head.
Yeah.
I try to tell people that all the time.
Yeah.
All you got to do is start. It's not gonna be perfect because you just started.
Nope.
Whatever. And like you said, but writing it down.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, I forgot the percentage or the psycho, evaluation on that. But it's like that's a real thing.
Yeah.
You say something audibly and then you write it down.
Yeah.
A lot of times it really happens because you wrote it down.
Yeah.
Whatever, and then. That was the same thing going back to my house. I was doing everything that I needed to do so I could build my house and, make sure my credit was where it needed to be. And I put some money away. And I kept telling my cousin, I said, I was like, because a house is a big step for a lot of people.
It is.
For anybody. And my cousin I said, I want to get this house. I said, you think I'm going to be able to do it? I said, I just got so much going on. And she said, Kevin. It's gonna happen. I said, why? She said, because you won't stop talking about it.
Yeah.
That's a real thing.
It is.
That's a real thing.
It is, man. So going back to when you was on The Voice. So how did they even? Because you say you auditioned for it 3 times, you got it the 4th time.
Yeah.
So how was that whole experience? Because let me tell you who was a big fan of yours to even start it. Miss Chapman.
Yeah.
Miss Chapman. Because when you was on The Voice, I had just started, subbing and teaching it.
Yeah.
And I would go in the morning to talk, see Miss Chapman to sign in and stuff. And Miss Chapman's like, "Are you gonna watch The Voice tonight? You gonna make sure you watch The Voice?" I'm gonna be watching The Voice. Matter of fact, I got my DVR set for it. She was the number 1 fan.
Yeah.
To the point to where, what's my lady name in the front office at the high school?
Miss Kelly.
Miss Kelly. Miss Kelly was almost sick of her. Because she wouldn't stop talking about it. She would not stop talking about it. It was so much. Miss Chapman was just so proud. She was like, I know Kevin. Let's say that. So how was that whole experience? How did that whole experience go?
Man, let me. It was a lot of emotions going through my body. First of all, shout out to Miss Chapman.
Yeah,
love her. It was. I felt like it uplifted the city.
Yeah,
right. Because I just saw people come out of, I hate to say the woodworks, but in a good way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There was other stuff, but, man, I just saw so many people that I ain't seen in years.
Yeah.
And I saw everybody sharing it in real time.
Yeah.
And when the commercial had came out, man, I was out. Where was I at? Oh, no, I was back. I had came back to Dallas for a little bit. And the commercial had came out, and one of my friends had texted me on Facebook in a messenger and was watching, like, Days of Our Lives. I always tell this story, and they like 30-something. I'm like, okay. He was like, did I just see you come across the TV screen? And I said, shut up, whatever. because I didn't know, nobody knows how they're going to put the commercial out there.
Yeah.
Whatever. And then he said that. And then later on that day,
that's when got
everybody was like, Kevin. But I couldn't say nothing yet.
Yeah.
Now, I know y'all see me. You know what I'm saying? But, like, I couldn't say nothing yet. But I had recorded it. I was in my parents' house. And, man, it was crazy.
Man.
It was crazy because I was the commercial.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And, man, it was all over the United States. I'm trying to voice to you I'm trying to voice to you, like, how I felt. But unless you did a body swap with me, you don't understand that feeling.
Nah, I can only imagine.
Man, it was crazy.
Cause that was my first time actually seeing. Cause when I seen it, I actually went to go look for it because Miss Chapman was like, yeah, you can watch The Voice tonight.
Yeah,
I said, Miss Chapman, I really don't watch The Voice like that for real.
Yeah.
She's like, no, Kevin's gonna be on there. Kevin who?
Yeah,
that's the first thing black people always do. Kevin who? Who you talking about? Kevin, or you talking about Kevin?
Yeah.
So she's like Kevin Hawkins. I said, I was okay, Miss Chapman. So I go up to the room.
Yeah,
and I get on Facebook. First thing I see,
it's everywhere.
I said, dawg. I said, dawg, what happened, bro? Like he really on there.
Yeah.
Then I seen you on there. I said, okay.
Yeah.
First round, all right.
Man, I went far.
Hey, I was like, second round.
Yeah.
I said, hey, I told my mom, I said, hey, I think Kevin might go all the way now.
Yeah.
She said, yeah, he sound good. He might do something.
Yeah, man, I went far, and it from what it seemed like I could have won the show.
Yeah, that's what everybody was thinking.
Yeah, and because it was just so much, but stuff can happen on a dime, and change on a dime, on a whim, whatever. Yeah. And there's so many other things that go on behind the scenes,
right?
Whatever. But man, just to
experience
that, and it was crazy. I wish I could. That's a once in a lifetime experience.
Nah, for real, because that's something that no matter what goes on, that's gonna always be the one.
Can't nobody take that away from you.
No,
can't nobody take that from you.
No,
yeah, no, that was crazy,
man. So another big thing was you had the Prince comparison.
Yes. Oh my God, man. But that's always been for years. But when I heard John Legend say that, now keep in mind, I can't hear him say that.
Yeah.
Because I'm about to perform.
Yeah.
But you go and watch it and they show that on TV, whatever. And to hear him say that, and then it was other people saying it. Now, I have heard people compare me to John for years. Even Blake has said that.
I've said that myself.
Yeah, everybody said that. And then, I started seeing people compare me to, Prince. And I don't take no disrespect to that or want them to think that, like, I'm copying off of them and stuff like that. This is just, I can't help the way I sound.
Yeah.
And so, man, the Prince comparisons is crazy. And then even to be in the running to get that role of the Purple Rain musical that is just about to be on Broadway, I
forgot about that.
Yeah, I went through that whole process, man. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I have truly been blessed.
Yeah.
Like, I can't complain, about a single thing. Now, I've worked my ass off, whatever, but I can't complain. I've truly been blessed.
Yeah. And that's a blessing to even get these opportunities because a lot of people don't get a chance to even get a lot of the opportunities they deserve or even if they feel like they deserve.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying, like people always say, what's for you was for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying, and you can't stop what God has for me on my side because it's not in your control.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying, this is already divinely designed for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, and I really, if you want to, take me to one thing. I'll wear them drums out just for one night.
Yeah. No, I got you.
No, but no, seriously though, it's truly a blessing to even be able to know somebody that close to even know somebody to do stuff like this.
Yeah,
something
for sure.
so big, and to be able to sit in the same room with them, and they, you know what I'm saying, they still have that same humble spirit as if they've done nothing at all.
Yeah, I mean, man, I was just on NBC yesterday.
I was gonna ask you about that too.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, go ahead. So what was you on NBC for?
So I'm coming out with a new single.
Okay.
And it's leading up into a new album. The single's called Love I Miss You.
Okay.
And I have a show at the Alley Music House on October 11th.
Okay.
October 11th. And the tickets is almost gone, so y'all better go
snatch
ahead. Yeah,
one.
Whatever. But man, yeah, on NBC promoting and that, and then I talk about my new business that I started, Singing on the Go.
Okay.
.com.
What's that? Oh, it's a website.
Yeah, it's a website.
Okay.
Yeah, and so I've been working on it since beginning of 2024.
Okay.
And I'm a very believer of like working on things, getting them to a place where because I used to be a person like try to perfect everything and like hold on to it, but you gotta just release it.
Yeah.
So I got it to a place where I'm like, okay, cool. So I just launched singingondego.com.
Okay.
You're gonna see me talk about it on the news, and I'm gonna start talking about it and building it up.
Okay.
So Singing on the Go is a place where you can go get vocal lessons, right?
Okay.
But it's not just that.
Okay, what else is
Here's the kicker. It's not just that. So it's taking my education, music education, performance, and music business side, and molding them into one. Because I always was trying to figure out, like, how can I, because, I mean, a lot of people can give singing lessons, right? But then there's, just the foundation of just, like, when I was growing up, I took singing lessons, or I took piano lessons, right? And I took the theory, but nobody was ever really there to teach me like the business side,
right?
Whatever. And it's just, but just people just don't know because they never worked in that. But I've been in that area, for whatever. So I was like, what can I do? Because I'm always looking for my lane,
right?
My lane.
Yeah.
I can't speak for anybody else, but I'm looking for my lane.
What you do,
and that platform allows me to not only teach vocal lessons, but teach people the music business side of how to copyright your business, how to get paid royalties, how to do publishing, and it's hands-on. It's hands-on.
Okay.
And so it's more than that, and so that's something I've been holding near and dear in my heart, and I'm finally releasing it to the world. It's out, singingondego.com, because I know that I'm always on the go. Right? And I'm always singing. And so that just popped into my head. And first it was Sing on the Go, right? But that domain was taken. So then I put Singing on the Go. I was like, oh no, this is even better. Singingondego.com. And I've been working on it, and all my close friends and family know. And
I feel like my group most definitely gonna be hitting you up about that.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So we've had situations where our music is not all the way copyrighted.
Yeah.
We've signed we're kind of in the works of signing a distribution deal.
Yeah.
Which I'm gonna ask about that too.
Yeah.
What's the best format for us to even go about doing that?
So man, as far as copyrighted, going to us.copyright.gov. Yeah. And there's like three different application fees. There's a standard application fee for $65. There's like a application fee. I don't know if off the top of my head, but I know the gist of it. Like where you could put up to 10 songs that haven't been released, or whatever, or unpublished works is what they call it. Yeah. And you could put that out there, and I'll walk you through the whole process and help you out. And then there's the MLC, which is the Mechanical Licensing Collective. That's how you get paid for mechanical royalties. And then, if you want to, of course, you need to register with the pros, which is BMI or ASCAP.
We have a BMI.
Yeah. So making sure all of that stuff, and then you're publishing, whatever. There's different publishing companies that handle admin deals, all of those things. But Singing on the Go is more than just that.
It's actually teaching you how to work it.
It's teaching you how to work the system.
Right.
It's like, so if some people just want to come to me for some music knowledge, you can do that too. I mean, it's based under singing, but this is protecting yourself, songwriters, and it's also like where to go to certain music, like not festivals, but like music conferences.
Yeah.
Like Sync Summit or IEBook for like if you want to like for a booking agent, or there's just so many. There is Songwriters Hall of Fame, just so many conferences that you can go to. That it's all there for you.
I really recommend and push for quartet singers in Dallas to really look into this.
Yeah, because
that's the one thing with quartet music that we sing it and we record it, but we have nothing. Most of us have nothing protected.
Yeah.
Other than people like Lisa Noel Smith and the Brown Singers.
Yeah.
Or maybe like Tim Rogers and the fellas, or maybe even the Williams Singers or the Williams Brothers or the Canton Spirituals. Yeah. Some of those older groups, they might have something in place. Like George Dean, like people like that, they might have something in place for it.
Yeah.
But the local artists, I'm pretty sure a lot of them don't have nothing or know anything of it. And
Well,
not even gospel
yeah.
artists, but just artists
No,
in general.
that's why I
locals.
created the platform.
Yeah.
Because, you know, man, I mean, so many people, they'll put music out there.
Yeah.
You know, you can go to DistroKid or
Yeah.
TuneCore or CD Baby,
Mhm.
whatever. Man, you would not believe how many people that I know do not know how to copyright music
Yeah.
or how to get paid royalties.
Yeah.
I mean, it is so, but I mean, you could go and chat GPT could leave you in the right area.
Yeah.
It may not give you everything,
Yeah.
but to do it the right way, you
Yeah.
know. And so I am that vessel,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
If y'all want to, yeah,
And I
so-
support it.
Yeah.
Because, you know what I'm saying, that eliminates the whole thing of, like, the thing that Big X the Plug going through, where somebody said that he stole the largest from him because they had a song with a chord. I mean,
Man,
just one chord.
oh my God, man, we just talked about that in my music
Yeah.
publishing class today.
Yeah, like y'all
Yeah.
one word from his song. Now all of a sudden, Big X the Plug stole his whole thing.
Well, so that we talked about the three biggest ways to get your music stolen is your inner circle, the outer circle, and then like everything else, like the internet or just maybe however you work with it.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, it gets told by somebody like that's in a rope with you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And sometimes people don't intentionally steal stuff, you know, or whatever. And I know that's kind of like contradictory, intentionally steal, you know,
Yeah.
but like, but you know, sometimes it's just like, you know, whatever we could be in a room writing a song together.
Yeah.
And let's say if we didn't finish that session or whatever, or if we never finished that song, right?
Yeah.
And then maybe a year or two later, I'm like, oh, I had this, but I can't remember that session or, you know, who I specifically wrote that with.
Yeah.
And I go and put the song out or before I'm about to be, and you catch wind of it.
Yeah.
You was like, no, we wrote on that song together and stuff.
Right.
Well, how we going to go about it? Because now I'm about to put the song out. I got to give you credit. I got to give you a percentage on it.
Right.
It's only right.
Yeah.
And that's a real life scenario that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, for people.
And you know, a lot, and I'll be honest with you. A lot of times people do that when they're coming out with music, or they have a falling out, and then they're like, "Oh well, you can't use the song no more." But like, I wrote majority of the song, and they go back and redo the part that somebody else did.
Yeah.
Like, does that work too?
So that's like a interpolation in a way. But the thing about it is, if they were in the room, the room,
they have to give credit for it.
you're gonna have to give credit because you were still influenced in some kind of, and that's the word, influenced.
Right.
Like whether indirectly or directly,
Right.
you're gonna still have to get some credit. And the thing about it is, you know, I know some people are gonna say this is crazy, but it's just easier to just give people a percentage because if you don't, it's just gonna hold the song up.
Yeah. And you know, the group actually went through a little something like that recently, where it's like y'all are trying to get ready to fight something
Yeah.
that we don't even have to fight.
Yeah,
Like,
and that's the thing.
because it's gonna hold us up at the end versus, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Versus what we could do. Now that you know better, you know what I'm saying? Now you know how to handle your business better.
Yeah.
And I think that's what a lot of artists, they don't necessarily know how to handle the business part.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is so difficult for people. People try to step out and say, "Oh well, you might have the actual rights to it, or you might have the actual permission for it, but if you don't handle the proper business, which is so hard for people to understand that, it is music, but it's the music business.
It's the music business, and the thing about it is, when you writing a song, as soon as y'all done, that moment, even if the song not finished, y'all need to discuss those splits right then and there,
right?
Because people forget, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then let's say the song take off. Well, you remember I wrote that part and blah 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
Who do we know that talks about this all the time? That wrote a song for the band or arranged something.
Oh, Mr. Bonner.
Mr. Bonner talk about that all the time.
Yeah.
And when he taught me that as a young man, because I be, you know how you get little nuggets here and there when you young, and you be like, oh, that ain't gonna never happen to me, and you don't know until it happened. But I would remember him always saying, he'll even say that to this day about that everybody plays that version of Nick.
Yep.
You know,
he said in that same church, said the same thing on this episode.
Oh yeah, man, I'm trying to tell you, you know, and so when he said that, I held that close to my heart.
Yeah,
because I was like, oh no, you know, but you learn, you know, secondhand learn, you know, indirectly, you know, like that. But because he had that experience, I was like, no, I'm not I'm not gonna let that happen to me. Now, I don't want people to get on here and think like ain't nothing ever happened to me, because I've definitely been burned.
Yeah.
You know, in the music industry, and that is inevitable.
Yeah.
If you're it's gonna happen. You can't control it, because they could know something maybe that you don't, or people just do grimy business.
Yeah. And, you know, I really wish I would have asked Dr. Thomas. I could still ask him, but I wish I would have asked Dr. Thomas a lot more questions of his experience of being on the road with all these professional artists and how to better take care of business.
Yeah.
Because, you know, he was on the road in the in the 70s, the 70s, but the 80s, 90s, like that, you know what I'm saying? So he actually was one when you really had to get out there and grind for it.
Yeah, for sure.
Versus let the internet do the work for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He had to put the feet to the pavement, like they say. So I really wish I'm probably eventually gonna have to hit him up and ask him some of the questions like how did you even do that? Because I know the grind for them was a whole lot different than the grind for us would be. Because I know his biggest thing was always playing with Barry White.
Yeah, but man, at the end of the day, even as a background vocalist or a supporting musician and stuff, you know, getting paid or whatever. And I know a lot of times it used to be the handshake. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But that's how much so many people got taken advantage of.
Right.
And they didn't know like the language of these contracts or whatever, or just truly how to protect yourself. So I mean, man, I'm gonna plug Singing on the Go as much as I can. And like I said, I talked about it on NBC, you know, and I'll be talking about it on other platforms here very soon, because man, I wanted to really create a platform where people, now I can't guarantee everything, you know what I'm saying? But like I can give you the knowledge to at least protect yourself, you know, whatever.
You gotta go from there.
Yeah, you got to go from there. This is just a platform to introduce you to singing, you know, and there's different stages. Like I have the headliner, I have the open mic stage, and there's like this middle stage for it, you know, whatever. And it offers different things and insight, and, you know, taking it to the level of where I'm able to do online conferences or online, you know, things where bringing in my professors from Berkeley or from UNT, you know, and industry individuals. Like this is what could truly happen. Like I said, yes, the basis is vocal lessons, right? Yeah. But if you try to become a star,
something bigger,
or something else, this is what you need to do to protect yourself. Yeah, yeah.
That's actually a very great idea. Yeah, because you hear people like TLC when left. I would always say how they were sold over 1 million copies of music and was still broke. Yeah. Or with New Edition where they would go on the road. They was on a tour for a whole summer. Yeah. And came back with $1.95.
Man, because 5 ways. You know, like I said, and sometimes a lot of people think that artists, we're emotional. Yeah. Everybody's a human being. You know, Erykah Badu said, I'm an artist, I'm sensitive about my shit. Yeah. But, you know, the thing about it is, like I said, one, not knowing the contract terminology, but also, two, paying attention to what the music industry has done. Yeah. You would get deductions on label packages, deductions on breakable items. Like if your CD got sent off to a store and maybe 3 or 4 of them got broke. Yeah. That's coming out of your check, the artist. So the label will put all that stuff in the contract. Okay. It's deductions. And people don't know this stuff.
Yeah, because I most definitely didn't know that.
You know, and people don't know this stuff. And it's so many things that you learn. There's, that's why Prince went for a while as the artist formerly known as Prince, because of the term limits in his contract. Yeah. And Congress actually, you know, artists started complaining about that, and the Congress actually had to, like, come up with a law about, like, how the labels would go about things like this. And it's like a long story. Like I said, you know, at a later day, I could do a deep dive into it for you, you know. But yeah, man, I mean, they will, the label, you got to be careful because labels will, especially back then, you know, will put you into these deals where maybe you signed a 3 or 4 album contract. But at the end of that, there's a 9th or 12th month option period where, okay, either they could drop you or you could continue on to that thing. But if they have the option to option you for 4 or 5 more thing, you're gonna be stuck into that contract for 13 years. Dang. So that's the but people don't know that, you know, whatever. So it's like the options or, you know, or whatever, or, you know, it's like the cross collateralization. Cross collateralization basically, like when you are say if you're an artist and you put out an album, the album really didn't do too well, right? But the label has its publishing company that you signed to as well. Yeah. Well, you could be making money on the publishing side, let's say technically, but like the CD sales, whatever. But because publishing can have sync licensing, or there's so many ways to get money for publishing.
Right.
They gonna dip into that money over there until to recoup.
Yeah, what they lost.
Right? Man, it be so much stuff that these folks be doing. And I be trying to help people. I be like, So today I try to tell people. I'm not saying you can't sign to a label, but a lot of times people are doing distribution deals. What I did with Red Car, and or label services for like AWOL or or things like that, or just like a publishing deal, whatever. Right. Yeah,
man, that's crazy. That's a lot. I recommend y'all go ahead and use demand services while it's available to you. While it's available to you, go ahead and use it. That is a lot of knowledge he just dropped on you, and it was a lot for me to take in. I know. I'm not. I didn't know stuff people do. I didn't know it was that deep into it. I knew it was deep, but I didn't know it was like, God, now if 4 CDs break, that come out my check.
Oh, bro, they will screw you up. And now that we're living in the digital streaming era, some not the majors, but some like independent contracts, you got to catch them because they'll put a breakage deduction in your contract, and you like, ain't nothing breaking because it's all digital.
Right.
Oh, boy, they will get you.
In other words, read your contracts.
But not only read, have an entertainment attorney or is somebody with some knowledge to go over
the verbiage
of what's going on.
Yeah.
Right?
That's very important, too. Okay, but before we get out of here, I haven't done a random thought of the day because I couldn't think of one for Mr. Barner. I couldn't think of one for him. I did one with Gizmo, but I couldn't think of one for a good enough one for Big Rob.
Yeah.
So for you, since you're a church musician like myself, all right, why do every time somebody say, you tell people that you're a church pianist or a church organist or a church singer or something like that, why is it always some old person to come ask you to sing a hymn that you've never heard of?
Man, you know what? My dad actually did that. He not even old. He did that like a few weeks ago. I can't remember what song he was saying. And I know a lot of hymns. Yeah. Right? But I looked at him and he looked at me. He was like, you know that song? I said, man, I don't know that song.
They think you're supposed to know everyone. Just the old 1945. Like, bro, I was born in 95 or 96, 94 or something like that. Man, I don't know
a lot of songs, but I did not know that one. I was like, looking at him like,
if you feed me the words, maybe I catch on to it.
Yeah,
like
know what I'm saying? But yeah, no, man. Yeah, for sure.
That is I hear that so often. It's ridiculous, bro.
But man, hymns, you know what? I used to couldn't stand them. Because, young. I don't know if you felt that way.
Yeah.
Man, especially with the times we living in right now, man, them hymns be speaking to me.
And crazy, our church is doing its 60th year anniversary, church anniversary.
Oh, that's almost for my church too.
And so we're doing a reunion choir.
Nice.
I'm playing for it this actual time. Any other time they did it, I was in Grambling. I was in school, so I wasn't able to come home and do it. So this time I'm actually playing for it, and we was doing it devotion hymns, going over devotion hymns before we start rehearsal. And he was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? He was saying what you just said, like those hymns now, those hymns that you heard growing up, most definitely hit differently now.
Because you done been through some stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I understand why they say, I need the old.
Man, you done been through some stuff.
Like, no, like, hey, man. But I just hear my grandma sing them all the time, all them hymns. And she wasn't the best singer, but you holler here, if you hear her in the back holler, I thank you for no reason. Now I understand why she was hollering, I thank you.
Yeah, man, no, I miss my grandmother like crazy. She passed 2 years ago.
I'm sorry to hear that.
And, man, and my aunt had passed that same year. Like, two of my aunts had passed that same year. My dad's sister, my mom's sister. It was 2023. It was crazy.
Yeah.
But, man, those hymns just, like, uplifted me so much.
Yeah.
And I've definitely had plenty of moments sitting in my car driving on the road just, like, in tears.
Yeah.
Because your life has changed.
Yeah.
That was always your normal.
Yeah. The norm is no longer norm.
Yeah.
Because my grandma passed when I was in high school.
Yeah.
2010.
Yeah.
And she died on a Monday, November 1st on a Monday.
Yeah.
And we had to go through the whole week because we had to go to Grandma Homecoming that weekend.
Yeah.
Now, I had to go to Grandma Homecoming, but I had to go through that whole week.
Yeah.
And, you know what I'm saying? No, everybody know me. I'm always laughing and joking and stuff like that with people.
Yeah.
I didn't say nothing the rest of the week.
Yeah.
It wasn't nothing funny to me. Nothing.
Yeah,
I didn't crack. I don't remember cracking out one joke that whole week.
Yeah.
But now the next week after that, I got back to normal. But other than that, I was like, there's nothing funny here, bro.
Yeah.
But man, before we get in the episode, man, like I say, I'm glad you showed up for me, man. I'm glad
Yeah,
you've been able to
anytime.
fit me in your schedule, man. So just tell the people basically, what it is that you have coming up next. All your socials and everything.
Yeah,
Where they can find your music and stuff.
Yeah, so y'all know it's Kevin Hawkins. My Instagram is khawkmusic, so Kevin Hawkins Music. My show is October 11th at the Alley Music House. Opening up is Key Shanti and Kingdom Jones. I got some other special guests coming through. You can go get your tickets now on Eventbrite. Just type in Alley Music House, Kevin Hawkins, and then just follow me. All things Kevin Hawkins. My new single comes out October 10th. It is Love I Miss You and SingingOnTheGo.com.
Yes, sir.
Let me plug that in for y'all. SingingOnTheGo.com. It's not just vocal lessons or listen. You want to protect yourself and you want to be an artist, and whatever level you want to get to, hit your boy.
Yes, sir. Make sure I go SingingOnTheGo.com. Make sure I get that. Make sure, y'all always follow me on all social media platforms at either AL Black, that's on Instagram and TikTok, Brenton Tatum on Facebook. We are Rise Up on YouTube. We have everything on our link tree in the bio. Make sure y'all follow me on Black Talk, the Instagram page. You know what I'm saying? I've been in talks with people who want me to do some merch. My boy Rob.
You absolutely should.
He say, actually, I had got a prototype, Miss Turrell. Shout out to Miss Tracy Turrell.
Yeah.
Big supporter of me all the time. She love everything I do. She made me a prototype shirt of the We Are Rise Up logo and the AL Black logo on the back of it. And the kids last year like, hey man, you start selling them shirts for real, man. I go ahead and buy one.
Man, them kids links are so supportive.
No, for real. Like
man, they would stalk your Instagram.
No, for real. They done found the AL Black page now.
Yeah.
So, like, hey man, I can come over here and talk. No, you can't come over here and talk. I don't want.
No, you can't come talk, but you could come by.
Yeah. Like what we gonna talk about, bro? There's nothing for us to talk about. Man. So make sure y'all follow me on all those social media platforms. Also, this next week on the 27th. 27th next week, right?
Yeah, I think so.
The 27th next Saturday. If you're not doing the thing, man, Lancaster High School is throwing the Lancaster High School Battle of the Bands. It's a yearly thing, you know what I'm saying? It's around not Bike Classic, Lord. We ain't November
We started that. We started that.
Lancaster High School is State Fair Classic weekend. That's the weekend I'm thinking of. Not Bike Classic. We ain't in November yet.
Yeah.
State Fair Classic weekend where Grambling PV comes to town. You cannot go to if you go to the game, you got to go to the Battle of the Bands beforehand. Now, yeah, like Mr. Bonner said last episode, yeah, Dallas gonna do their thing. But like he said earlier, no. Can't repeat everything he say. Can't repeat everything he says. What you want to do is you want to be at the real Battle of the Bands, what he's saying. He didn't say nothing bad. He just said you want to be at the real Battle of the Bands, which is our Battle of the Bands.
Yeah.
All right, so whoever wins our Battle of the Bands will go on to the next, we go on to the State Fair Classic and perform pregame before the game starts. So next Saturday at 8 o'clock, I have tickets on sale. So you can hit my Instagram up at AL Black or Black Talk or on my personal Facebook page at Brenton Tatum, and I have tickets on sale for $10. Now, if you want to get me at the gate for $15, you can do that. But if you want to come see your favorite dance team, some of your favorite bands from out of town, and as well as a few locals, Cat Daddy will be there, DJ Slim will be there. We'll have a few people from K104 come through. You know what I'm saying? We'll probably have a couple of people. What's my man name? They'll be like, if you from Dallas, we're trying to get him to pull up. I can't remember my man name, but y'all know who I'm talking about. We're trying to get him to pull up too. So Beverly D. Humphrey Stadium, 8 o'clock next Saturday at 8 o'clock in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Y'all come kick it with us and come support the kids. Also, y'all make sure y'all support Kevin Music. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all support my page. Make sure y'all support the podcast, man. Support is free. All right?
Talk. There you go.
I say that all the time. Support is free. And like I told you on the Gizmo episode, I don't give a damn if you don't like it or not. Support it. All right?
There you go.
That gives you more reason to support it because you don't like it. Good. Keep doing that. Keep doing that, man. So until next time, next episode, man. Again, appreciate you coming to next episode, man. Y'all make sure y'all keep supporting us, and I'll see you on the next episode.